Hi everyone, welcome back to IBCom Cooking Show. After a short break due to the pandemic, today we are back again. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make bread, which is bun and roll, by using the professional crochet chef mixer. So let's start the cooking show now. Okay, to make a bread dough, I'm going to use a professional chef mixer, crochet. Okay, first I'm going to put in the flour. This is actually a bread flour, or high protein flour. I'm going to put it into the mixer. Okay, all the dry ingredients, I have a sugar here. And the next thing, I have a bread improver, or we call it format. Okay, when making bread, you need to have this format, or bread improver, to stabilize the texture of the bread. Then I have some salt. All the dry one go in first. The next one, of course, the yeast. This is the most important. By making bread, you need to have a yeast. Okay, then I'm going to mix through first. Always start with a low speed. So this is the LED push button, and then we'll start from. Before that, I need to lock this attachment. Okay, this is the bowl. You need to lock it first. Then we will start with low gear to mix up all the dry ingredient evenly before we add in the next ingredient, which is the eggs. The process of making bread, there's a step. Okay, first you need to make a dough first by kneading the dough until the dough we call it a gluten development, form a gluten development. Then we go to rest the dough for 10 minutes. Okay, now this basically the dry ingredient has been mixed through. Then I'm going to add in the next ingredient. Okay, which is the egg. Okay, the egg, the liquid. Then I'm going to mix it again thoroughly. Slowly, and mix it up. Then after that, of course, the water is very important. Making bread, you need the water because the flour need to absorb water. The water amount is very important when making bread. It's not, the dough should not be too wet and also should not be too dry. So slowly add in the water until the dough is been formed. Then you can see the texture of the dough, whether is it too wet or too dry. We can always judge by using our eyes to see. Okay, sometimes we can see the texture. You can actually add a bit of water if the dough is too dry. Then the next thing, I'm going to add in the butter. Okay, this bun contains butter because it's actually fat. Gives some moisture and also texture to the buns. Okay, now I'm going to stop it, and then we can check it through again. Okay, by pressing the dough. Then you can feel the dough texture basically is soft enough or dry. So this should be okay, this texture. So the next thing, I'm going to add in the butter. Butter is always the last, okay, to add into the dough, and continue, okay, to mix it until the dough smooth and until the dough has been developed, gluten development. Then I'm going to continue. Make sure I lock it first. Then slowly increase the speed. As you can see, the butter is actually absorbing into the dough. Okay, so later the dough becomes smooth and soft. Basically, it's around 5 minutes. Okay, after adding the butter, continue to beat it whisk the dough until the dough becomes smooth and the dough has been developed gluten. Then go to stop again and check one more time. Okay, you can feel the dough when you're touching the dough. It's like elastic, very sticky. So this is the texture of the dough. You can always add in some flour if you feel that it's a bit wet. Okay, adjust by yourself. And we continue. Okay, the last 10 seconds or 20 seconds to mix through, then the dough is done. In 15 minutes, the next thing, I'm going to divide the dough, portion the dough into 60 grams each. So by using the dough cutter, okay, always put some flour in your hand and go shape it into long cylinder shape before I cut it. $60 each. Once you already cut, already portioned, the next thing you need to shape it into round ball. So by pressing the dough, okay, using your finger, then just shape it into round and leave it on the table again, and we're going to rest one more round for about 15 minutes. Cover the dough, allow again 15 minutes resting. This will be the second resting. So after finish all these 3 types of filling, I'm going to continue to repeat the same again until finishing the dough. Okay, after the final process where all the filling has been stuffed in, the next final step will be proving. This process will take another 20 to 30 minutes. Let the bread to expand, volume the size of the bread. Okay, eventually we need to cover also the dough with the wrapper. This is to prevent from dry. After the bread has been proofed for 30 minutes, you can see the size is already expanded, almost 1.5 the volume. So the next thing, we're going to apply the egg wash. That means you beat the one whole egg, okay, until even. Then we're going to egg wash the surface of the bread. Just gentle brush, do not press, because the yeast is already proof. If you press it, the bread will sink down again. Okay, lightly just brush through. Go over the bread. This is to give a color. Okay, without egg wash, it will not develop a color, golden brown to the bread. Look very pale. I think I'm going to put the bread into the oven and bake for 10 to 12 minutes. Temperature at 19. Top heat and 17 bottom heat. So I'm going to transfer to the oven. And bake for 10 minutes. Bread is already baked, so now we're going to remove from the oven. See, the color is golden brown. This is the final product. After baking, you can see the bread which is very fluffy inside, soft, moist. This is the tuna bun. You can see the fluffiness of the bread and the filling. Okay, nice to eat. If you would like to continue and continue. Buns and roll. Hope you enjoyed my recipe. See you next time. Bye bye.